Cue the Atari sound effect. Who thought this was a good idea? I guess it's for the humor value, but it belongs as much as having the classic sound effect for jumping. How was Sonic able to talk when his head was under the sand? I like his tone of voice when he was talking to the girl. Look, he was running in place. And it was pretty sweet that he sounded so concerned when he was asking how Tails was. Like his lines and his reaction to his concern for Tails is perfectly written. Because he's his older brother and he's the one in charge of looking after him. Of course he'd be worried. There's actually a line hidden in the game files. Now you can play with Sonic. Normally you see lines like this after you encounter a new character because you unlock them
Sonic,
as playable.
Wait up! Long time no see.
Amy.
That's Amy's theme.
What's wrong with you anyway? Listen,
Not very good, is
Birdie
it?
seems to be in trouble, so you need to be his bodyguard for a while.
You must be kidding.
If you don't, we're just gonna tag along anyway.
Her theme isn't very good, but it perfectly suits her as a character because she's his creepy stalker.
No trains are
So,
currently in service.
I at least like it because it's suitable. You've got like Amy's very idealistic, so it makes sense that she's trying to get him to bodyguard a bird when he's very clearly like he's got more important things to do. He can't really be bodyguarding a bird when he's fighting chaos. You know, the bird's probably gonna get hurt while he's trying to protect it, or he'll get hurt. So it shows off her personality well to make her ask that. And like she's pushy, she's sassy, but
He's just a chunk of cheesy
not in a mean
hardware.
way.
Whoa!
Oh, now what? Huh?
Look here!
Yep, that's Amy for you.
New customers get in free! Let's go!
Amy!
This is a great job of showing off her personality.
Oh, man. That girl is such a pain.
Because this is the first time we really see Amy in a story since Sonic CD. So it's good that they have an establishing character cutscene for her right as we see her in this game. But anyways, I was talking earlier about how there's a line hidden in the game files that says, now you can play with Sonic. This implies that Sonic was originally intended to not be the first character you have to play as in the game. So maybe at one point you could start at any story at a time. Just like in Sonic Advance 1, you could start with any character and just play the entire game as them, and only then play as the other characters. The music that plays here is a remix of 3D Blast's Genesis intro theme. And this is exactly why the bumper cart race sucks. Look at how slow I'm going! The only way you can go fast is to collect rings. Why couldn't you just be fast right from the get-go? And of course you get hurt from running into enemies. If that's the case, there shouldn't have been enemies there to begin with. Why can't you just always hurt them? Look, I hit a dash pad, but I still get sent into the bottomless pit anyways. What bullshit is that? You have to let go of the A button, or you'll just run into the walls. Because the turning's so stiff in this game. You take forever to go from one side of the track to the other when moving left or right. You always feel like you're too slow. So, it never feels even remotely enjoyable until the very end. And look, you slow down when you're turning. So like I was going fast. The turning on this is absolutely terrible. I wish I could have a boost button like in Sonic Adventure 2's racing stages. Everything about this is just boring and tedious and overly long and unenjoyable to me. I actually prefer Adventure 2's racing stages to this, because as slippery as the controls were, at least when you let go of the A button and then start holding it again, you could go into a turning mode, where you could very easily turn around, but you could still keep on moving fast. At least with the racing stages of SA2, you collected rings to get a boost feature. And here's another action set piece. I think the purpose of this was to show off the graphics of the game. It's pretty automated though, you can't really do anything until it ends. And another set piece is this. Good luck actually trying to hit the bowling pins. If you actually do knock down the bowling pins, then a bunch of congratulatory fanfare will happen. And rings will appear in a circle. But good luck actually trying to collect the rings, because some of the rings will disappear after a while. You need to collect all of them. Like you want to collect all of them, but you can't because rings disappear after a while. The reason that I stayed still for a little while after attacking that blue enemy and killing it was because I used to think that the enemy was invincible. But actually, if you attack it, you can't kill it. It just comes off as being invincible. You can't actually manage to get up there if you homing attack onto the row of springs and hold down the A button so that you rise up in the air higher. I'll show that off later. This sucks. I was moving forwards there a lot faster than I expected. The physics and controls are screwed up for this section, and it makes it artificially a lot harder to platform it correctly. Look, I just boosted forwards there all of a sudden. That is so awkward. If it feels like they just intentionally screw up the controls and physics, make it easier to get thrown down here. Great. That's right. If you get physics off the platforms, you have to backtrack through the entire level all over again. At least I got to show off this speedrunning trick. In retrospect, I should have just killed myself and respawned at the checkpoint, because then I wouldn't have had to. Then I would have been right here. But that's how much of the level that speedrunning tricks get. These platforms are so tiny, and look, I got boosted forwards in the air again. It really feels like it's easy to get cheated into falling. Also, something I haven't mentioned yet is that when you're trying to get the crystal ring, you can't actually cheat and use a glitch to get the crystal ring easier, where you just charge up the light speed dash right next to the doors that will open up to get the crystal ring in the first place. And you'll notice that when you charge up the light speed dash, you'll have these cool glowing spears surrounding you. And those glowing blue spears actually hit the switch that opens the door. And so you can get the crystal ring a lot easier than I did. I just forgot that you could get it that easily. An unused theme for Station Square and two unused themes for Mystic Ruins
I bet that robot
would have originally played during load times.
I'd better
That would have made load times a lot more interesting. Also, I hate that line. Yeah, that's actually pretty funny. Like, oh no, I've lost Amy. I better go catch her. But first, go-karts. It's like Sonic is so easily distracted. I don't want Amy to get kidnapped again. Ooh, go-karts. I only did this to show this off because I hate the racing in this game. Like, again, it's awkward that you have to let go of the A button in order to do this, to turn correctly. The music for this course is actually an instrumental version of Sonic's theme in this game, which is It Doesn't Matter. And they actually use Sonic's theme twice in the adventure games. It's a different variation every time. I personally prefer the SA2 version of It Doesn't Matter because it feels a lot less cheesy. See? I didn't show off all of me going through this because that would be really tedious.
Woohoo!
This game was originally planned to have multiplayer in the form of 2 to 4 player split-screen Twinkle circuit mode, as well as multiplayer snowboarding and multiplayer fishing. Yeah, because that's what we all want, right? Everyone loved the fishing in this game so much that they'd want to play it with friends.
Welcome to Twinkle Park.
Also, why was Sonic surprised that he lost Amy when he intentionally missed her in order to get her to stop following him? I hate the existence of this card. I mean, why does this card have to exist? It's not like it... Like, sometimes it makes sense because it forces you to get an upgrade in order to enter the level. Like, you had to hit a button to open up Casinopolis because it forced you to get the Lightspeed Dash. But this, there's no reason to have a card that you have to find to get here. This level is ultimately pointless in the story, but it's fun enough, so I appreciate it anyways. After a really fun and exciting part, you get this. These sections are really boring. Originally there were no rings to collect there at all, and this made them even more boring. I don't know how I managed to not fall off the wall running section there. Yeah, the wall running in this game is pretty finicky. It's pretty easy for you to fall off the wall, even though you knew that you were holding up and you were doing it right. So this level is pretty fun. I just wish that these things didn't exist. This level isn't as fast as it potentially could be. And I like this because it brings you upwards and it keeps the fast pace going, even though it's not you running fast forwards. And that's a cool action set piece. Yet another thing to make the level memorable. Oh great, I missed with the homing attack 3 times in a row. That has never happened to me before. Usually I love the way the homing attack works in this game, because you homing attack what's in front of you, and so you have complete control over what you homing attack, instead of the game randomly deciding to homing attack whatever. And you don't have to wait 8 billion years for a targeting ridicule to show up before you can actually homing attack. The problem is that sometimes the homing attack can screw up because sometimes you're better off just waiting for Sonic to fall down and then homing attacking. Because if you just keep on mashing A here, then you'll end up air dashing to your death. Because Sonic can only homing attack something directly in front of him. The music here is pretty stupid. The lyrics are too sped up. The problem I have with this is that it takes 8 billion years to go from the very leftmost side to the very rightmost side and vice versa. So it feels like it's impossible for you to actually collect all of the ring boxes. Originally, in the beta, the Mach speed controls were a lot looser in this place than in the final game. I say Mach speed controls because that's essentially what it was. It was a Mach speed zone 406. Only it was actually good because you didn't cling to a wall and get hit by it repeatedly and die if you hit a wall. And this is really awkward. This is essentially Knuckles. This is the Knuckles section. Why are you going through Knuckles wide open, completely devoid of speed section in Sonic Speed Highway? Why does this level even exist? Why couldn't this be kept to Knuckles? Why couldn't you have... And it's not very intuitive that you have to jump into the park fountain in order to be sent over here. How are you supposed to know that?
Yes.
I sort of like the music that plays here, but...
Yeah, not bad.
Like, this level was ultimately pointless in the grand scheme of things. But, whatever, I liked it, even though it has some of its problems. I kind of feel like Speed Highway is only a third of a good level. It feels like 3 completely different levels mashed together. I only like Act 1. I feel like Emerald Coast and Windy Valley are a better level than Speed Highway. So I don't know why it got into Generations.